Hey y'all, welcome in, welcome back. If you are new or just passing through to my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. If you're returning, welcome back, squad. I'm here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here, we're also gender fluid. I may say you and I'm talking to them. I may say them, I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you seem to fit. Remember that time and energy are fluid, so I could be talking about the past, present, or the future. Some of this stuff may not have already happened to you. Some of this stuff may have happened to you years ago. And for some, it's happening right now. Take what you need. Leave the rest behind. If you'd like to book a personal, more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box. I invite you to join me for a session. My books are always open. Welcome back, y'all. Hope everybody is doing good and feeling good. Feeling well rested and all of that fun stuff. Let's tap in and see where we're going today. Alright. Don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new here. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're also notified of when I post new videos. I haven't done a live in a while, but my time is so crazy right now. It's so hard to tack down a time of... Ooh, Lord. It's hard. This is interesting. I'm talking to somebody, and I'm gonna be honest, like totally transparent. I literally just sat down at my desk, turned the camera on, and grabbed the cards. I normally go through this whole like little situation before I get on camera, but I didn't do that today. I just said, you know, we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna sit down and we're just gonna throw cards. So I haven't had time to sit with this, but I'm like, who are we even talking about? There's an energy here of someone. I mean, this really could apply to anybody because I feel like divine is trying to lead somebody to think about the future. And I feel like this is something because there's round and round is here in the upright. So, you know, round and round is repeating certain lessons that one has not yet learned. And so, and that's part of it. I think this energy feels like the divine is trying to get somebody to start thinking about the future, or there's some changes that somebody needs to make because the very last card out was a change in the wind. So there may be either changes on the horizon, the way that I'm getting the energy, it feels like changes. There are either changes on the horizon that someone needs to start preparing for. Because if they don't prepare for the changes now, they might be up shit's creek when this stuff actually comes in. But this feels like somebody who's not thinking about it. And they need to. They need to. Okay, what's the obstacle or blockage? Ooh. Damn. Somebody is being a little delulu. Somebody is being a little delulu. I literally heard everything's fine. Everything's fine. Somebody here thinks that everything is fine. The way that they see it, observer in the reverse. When it's in the reverse, it talks about, for me, like when it's in the upright, it's about looking at something from a place of neutrality. But when it's in the reverse, for me, it's like seeing something through a really narrow lens. This person is literally looking at their life with Delulu glasses on. Okay. The last card is clean it up. So somebody is getting ready to go through something, or they're going through something, about to, because I feel like this is this is spirit trying to nudge somebody. Like I see all these, when these, like there's little symbols like on these cards that give me different types of information. So on this particular deck, the stars for me feels like the divine. It's like the aspects of the divine, right? And I feel like Spirit is trying to get someone to really sit down, and contemplate their next steps. But like I said, this person's living in like a delulu land because they're not actually taking any action. They're just kind of sitting. And there are either changes that are occurring now or getting ready to occur. But the struggle point is the fact that they think everything is fine. Like they think they got it all under control. And they think they have something under control. But it feels like... Remember when I've talked about in other readings where I tell you, you know, we're not stepping in to clean up messes that we didn't create. This feels like somebody who has created a little bit of the mess on aisle 3, and there's a need to do some corrective work. But this person's like really into Lululand. They think everything is fine the way that they see it, and because they're looking at it through rose-colored glasses, it may actually not be all that fine. What's the lesson here? Oh, no. Lesson. Kind of feels like karma. Somebody better get to work, because chop wood and clean it up give me the same kind of energy. Alright, so let's talk about it. I'm trying to figure out where to put these. Okay, so part of the lesson here, remember I said this person is living like in Delulu land. And part of the lesson, it kind of feels like somebody who keeps trudging along a path that, whether it's a path, now when I see loyal heart, because I don't necessarily have relationship aspects out here at this point. At least that's not the way that I'm picking up the energy. But it kind of feels like somebody here there is a level of fear, and maybe that's what they're supposed to experience, because this is part of the lesson. Somebody is afraid of making certain decisions in order to be happy. If they make a decision, there could be a blessing in disguise in that decision. But I feel like this person continues to push forward. They push on, because I'm like, I don't know what this is, because they're pushing against something that they don't even really have loyalties to. So let's use a job for an example. It's like somebody who keeps going to a job that they hate, you know? Everybody, we gotta work, we need money. But in this context, it's like having a job that you hate, but being unwilling to put together a resume and put it out there so that you can find another job to get out of the job that you hate. Instead, this person is just going to the same damn job that they hate without like kind of betting on themselves to see if there's something else out there that they can do. That's kind of what this energy, I'm not necessarily saying this is a job, but I'm saying that's kind of what the energy feels like. It's like pushing towards something and just moving along towards the line of the direction that you're already going in, knowing that you don't even really like the direction that you're going in. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, I think the decision is supposed to be like overcoming one's fear and moving towards happiness, but there's like somebody here is afraid to take like the leap of faith, right? And it's, well, we'll get to that in a second, because I'm like, the main reason I've actually been having this conversation a lot with people. So I don't know, maybe it's a collective thing, because I can see that too. When you're dealing with people and situations, because now I'm also realizing it's not just the relationships, it's the people, the situations, the environments that we're in. When you are involved with other people, or in situations where it constantly feels like this push and pull energy, where there's like resistance, you're trying to move forward, it feels like resistance, or just the conditions don't align, right? But then, you keep trying to push forward even when it doesn't feel like it's in alignment. Well, when you feel that way, because it clearly is not in alignment, when you feel that way, it means you're supposed to stop and pivot in a different direction. That's with relationships. If you're in a relationship, it doesn't matter the nature of the relationship. This could be family, it could be your friends, it could be coworkers or whatever. Just saw 11:11 on the clock. Even your like siblings and stuff like that. When you feel like a push and pull with people, it's because you're not in alignment with them. Relationships, even like love relationships should not be that much work. Yes, relationships are work. It requires both people or all people to be present. And I don't need you functioning at 100% every single time, but at least show up and be present, right? But if you're always feeling this push and pull with certain people, those people are not in alignment, and it's not to say that they gotta go and they gotta go forever, but they gotta get out your face right now, because it's not in alignment. You waste more time trying to figure out what their problem is versus just being around a group of people where it just flows and it's easy and everybody's getting along and we're all cool and we're doing our thing and nobody's having any issues. You know what I'm saying? But there's part of the lesson, the overall lesson for someone is that it's kind of like recognizing, it's funny, I just told my bestie this last night. It's like recognizing, you have to recognize the moment you start to feel constant resistance every time you get around somebody and they want to fucking argue you down for just whatever, and it's so stupid. But it's energy like that. When you feel a sense of resistance, that's your lesson to know that it's not in alignment. But the greater lesson is your ability to move on from it, rather than stay and try to fix it or adjust yourself or try to figure out what their problem is. Like, nah, we ain't doing that. We're not doing that. The whole point is to recognize this shit ain't working. I gotta go. I still got love for you. I'm gonna love you from over there though, if you don't mind. And so there is someone here. I believe that this person's energy, number one, is very rigid, because they also have an expectation of things being a certain kind of way, and they're not getting their way, so things are not in alignment. Things aren't in alignment because they're not getting their way, but mostly because what they're pushing towards, or what they believe is to be true. This person, like I'm saying, they're in Delulu land. Especially if they believe that they are entitled. That was a word that I used yesterday. If they feel like they're entitled to something, and they're not actually getting it, is because it's not destined for them to have it, right? Or it's not destined to be had in the way that they envision it. And so I kind of feel like the change that is occurring right now, may have something to do with something coming to an end. Again, I don't have energy here that depicts like specific to a relationship or anything like that. Like, I don't have anything that says relationship. But there's something here that's come to an end. there is a need for somebody to really dig in deep or to dive into understanding why something has come to an end, why something has changed, and to also understand that currently justice is being served. So if there is a change occurring in somebody's life and this person continuously is having to repeat this lesson of having to, there's something here, the lesson, whatever the lesson is, has something to do with change. This person may not do well with change. They could also be a fixed sign, because we know fixed signs have an issue with change. So this person could be a fixed sign. But the part of the lesson here is like, I just heard, be on your toes. This person doesn't know how to think on their, I don't even think this person knows how to think on their toes, because they're very rooted in their way of being. So they don't really know how to be flexible and go with the flow and just allow things to unfold. They have an expectation of seeing things carried out in a very specific manner, their way, and whatever is happening in their life right now, it is not destined to it's not destined to be carried out the way that they want it. It's not going down the way that they want it to go down. Simple as that. All right. Let's clarify. Oh, yes. So currently they're having okay. I'm going to give you context on this. This is somebody who, because I was trying to figure out where does the collective come into this, because this doesn't feel like collective energy. Could be, but I don't think it is. Because it looks like there's something that isn't coming together. And what it is, it looks like somebody here has been trying to affect the collective's peace. It looks like somebody here has been taking action. They have been taking some kind of action to disrupt someone's peace. I want to say they've done it repeatedly, and now what they have to accept is the fact that everything that they've done, it's not working, because currently the collective is in a peaceful energy. You may also have intuitive hits. Whoever I'm talking to could also have intuitive hits of like the energy that's, because I think for those who are sensitive to energy, you can feel when somebody's playing in your energy, or at least trying to affect it. But I do have energy of somebody, it's kind of like they're having to, they know deep down too, with deep knowing here, they know deep down that if things aren't like falling into place in their own lives, it's because of actions that they've taken, and they just have to accept the fact that they can't affect you. There's nothing that they can do that's going to affect you. It's due to your divine protection. It kind of feels like with higher power up here, kind of feels like God's like, all right, I need you to stop doing whatever this is that you're doing, because it's for nothing. You need to move on and start thinking about your future instead of bothering my collective, because every effort that you exhaust trying to disrupt their peace, trying to, take them out of alignment, it's not working. Go sit down somewhere. You know what I mean? And I'm like, look, every one of these cards got stars in it. God's like, go sit down somewhere. See, I said this person, they are dealing with like Delulu land. Everything's fine. They feel like they think everything is fine. This is somebody that you may be at, I want to say physical distance. It could be physical distance, but maybe you're estranged. Because this is somebody who genuinely feels like they want some type of reconciliation with you. They may even feel as though you are a part of, or being connected to you is like being at home. Like you are part of their sense of home. Oh, but this feels like they got a message. They've gotten some information that they need to move on. And they're afraid. They need to move on. They need to allow things to unfold naturally. But they're having some struggle because they continue to look over their shoulder. There's something, like I said, and they think that they kind of feel like this person may have some closure issues. So I don't know, like if you've parted ways and, you fell out or whatever, and maybe you're not speaking, like the cycle between you, whatever that relationship is, it's pretty much over. And I think this person has just had a really difficult time moving on. They've had a difficult time moving on, but right now, part of the struggle, because this is the dilemma, they're struggling to move forward. Oh, damn. So part of the lesson is this person, I don't even think okay, remember when the example that I used was like a job, like going to a job that you hate, and instead of putting your resume out there to find another job that pays you more, better than what you make, and that has a better opportunity for you. The lesson here has been, because remember I said somebody here they're afraid. They're afraid to make the decision to move away from something, even though they don't feel loyal to it. I feel like part of the lesson here was one of the components here has a lot to do with the intentionality behind why they continue to keep moving forward towards something that they don't have loyalties to. So whether it's a job, it's like questioning, and then all the glitters being in the reverse tells me that this is Neptune retrograde. This is the rose-colored glasses coming off and seeing it for what it is and understanding that it's time to go, right? So if this is a job, then okay, it's time for you to really take stock in the fact that you don't really like this place, and it's time for you to go. See it for what it is. Why are you still there? If it's a relationship, same situation. If it's a relationship and you're supposed to be seeing it for, you finally come to the epiphany like, oh shit, it's not what I thought it was, then ask yourself, why are you still there? Why are you still entertaining it? So I think for whoever I'm talking to today, it's like this person, there was supposed to be this, paying attention. Maybe this could be a group, this could be a family. Because one deck it's called the community, the other deck I think it's called the tribe. Yeah, and then chop wood in the reverse. So it could literally be a work situation. Because chop wood in the upright talks about like the mundane day to day. It's similar to like when we talk about manifesting. So I hope y'all ain't out there trying to manifest without actually taking the steps, because that's really nothing but a prayer and saying, wishing, hoping, and praying that something will happen without taking the practical steps. So this kind of feels like part of the lesson here was somebody knowing that it's time to take those steps to move, because this is that's not what's happening here. They're not doing, and then learning the lesson, round and round finally in the reverse here. So if we're talking about a job, I don't know why I keep leaning into the job aspect, but it's kind of the same thing. It's like if you're at a job and you're kind of like, happiness starts from within. It's not an external experience. It needs to start with you first. But if you're plugging along and doing you could be happy on the inside, but if you're plugging along doing some shit that you don't really like to do, or you're not even committed to it and you're not loyal to it, you're being challenged right now. It's mostly because you're afraid of making the decision to part ways with them, whatever this is. Ask yourself, why do you keep doing it? Like, see it for what it is. Ask yourself, why are you still there? and stop putting in all the effort and just go. That's when you finally learn the lesson. We're destined to repeat lessons until we actually learn the lesson. And it's with all situations. We'll repeat it. You could repeat it with the same people or with different people, but it's going to be the same damn lesson. And I kind of feel like this is similar to what I've kind of been talking about off camera with my friends and clients. It's like knowing, having this discernment, knowing when it no longer feels in alignment, and just go. Do not drag it out. Do not prolong it. I think that's been part of one of the major lessons. Yeah, it's like now we have soulmates out here in the reverse. So it's literally like an exchanging gifts in the upright. So it's like literally giving to a relationship. Giving to a relationship that's fractured. Or at least this is somebody who wants either, it's like, because I'm getting this exchanging gifts feels like a you and them thing. So if there's a change in a relationship between you and another person, it doesn't matter how much energy that they try. Like, it's almost like accepting that something isn't coming into alignment and knowing that they need to take action, but not taking action in order to have peace. So, like, I mean, that could also be the same thing as a job thing or a relationship. Having an expectation of having this reciprocal energy with somebody who is no longer, you're not in alignment with them. It's like somebody wanting to be, they're ready for like the 10 of Cups, or at least they feel like they're ready for the 10 of Cups. But there's an element here. Now the Milk and Honey card, that's my 10 of Cups card. Mostly because it's got rainbows and all this other stuff. But the Milk and Honey is like abundance, right? There's an energy here of somebody needing to be honest. But they may have run out of time or the opportunity to do so. Yeah, look at this. I mean, it could be a job, it could be a relationship, because I am getting the same energy here. But I feel like if this person who a second chance, regeneration, to do it your way. Just got to make a decision. Okay, so whether this is a relationship or it's a job, because I kind of get that too, because that's the example we led with. But it could go either way. I feel like you're being, because here's the because I feel the resistance, whatever this is, and on the other side of the resistance is fear. But if you have radical faith and trust in the divine, then you know that your needs will be met and everything will be fine. But I have someone here who, if they just made this decision to walk away from whatever this is, see it for what it is, if they walk away from it, they would have finally learned a lesson, because the divine is shifting someone into their new life with the fates here, because where they are, it's not in alignment. God's trying to get you ready for the next chapter, for the next cycle, but you got to start thinking about the future. Remember, we started off with this. There's someone here, God is trying to get somebody to think about the future and the future steps, because it's preparing you for something else. The something else is down here over here in the lesson. It's like literally get yourself ready for this, but you got to be prepared to walk away from whatever this is and start thinking about the future now, because you're getting ready to get a second chance to do something the way that you want it done. but you have to make the decision first. And once that decision is made, you got to wrap that shit up in the back. Like whatever's back there, you got to wrap it up and go. Okay? All right. Let's clear this out. First, I was going to leave these out here, but I'm going to clear these cards and let's just jump into tarot. It's usually a nightmare to put my cards away, and once I finish with a reading, because I end up with a whole layered stacks of all these different cards, different shapes and different sizes. All right, let's pull these back. All right. All right, let's get into the tarot. All right. Okay. So damn. Okay, so tarot, current energy, I feel like there's some information coming forward that something is coming to an end. And I kind of feel like there is energy here of somebody. Okay, now the words that I heard was wishing on your downfall. I literally don't know where that came from because that's not what these cards mean, but that's what I heard. Somebody is wishing on your downfall. Okay. I'm like, what do we do with that information with these cards? But okay, so I heard it. I said it. Let's move on. But the initial information that they're getting is that whatever they've been doing or something that's been happening has come to an end. They may not be very happy about that because that's not what they wanted. Somebody here could be visibly like it's showing, like whatever their displeasure is, it's showing. For like, say if this is somebody here who normally knows how to kind of, you know, keep it together, maybe they're becoming unglued. I do see in the near future there is a potential of either a loss of income, a loss of whatever they deem as their stability, the source of income. It's not their wish fulfillment. They're not happy. This could be the family dynamic. This could be a breakdown of a family dynamic. And then, okay, thank you, Spirit. So this energy feels like, because this is the information that something's coming to an end. So if this over here, remember when I said in the first spread, I was like, somebody's like living in Delulu land. Like they look, their outlook on life, or the way that their life is heading, or whatever's going on in their life, like everything is fine. This energy feels very much like, it also does give off that energy of Delulu, but it feels more like, it's Delulu, but it's like the reality setting in. It's like the reality setting in of the delusion. Like, it's not that way. It ain't the way that I thought it was. Okay. What's in the environment? What's in the environment? Oh. Oh. Oh, baby. Take one, thank you. Listen, I'm not crazy. I'm early as hell. But okay. Now you know what's in the environment is what is being seen. Other people can see it. Remember when I said whatever they've been doing, they can't do it anymore. Nine of Wands in the reverse. Death. They can't do it anymore. Nine of Wands in the reverse. Death. The Ace of Wands in the reverse. Eight of Swords in the upright. Seven of Swords in the reverse. They can't do it anymore. So and the reason why is because the Queen of Swords is like, fuck all that. Whatever somebody has been doing against you, to affect you, to bring you down, to tear you, any of that shit, whatever this person has been doing, they can no longer do it. If you are in I got a lot of heavy air energy. If you are in the public eye, we know we've talked about this, people have been talking shit about lies, shit coming to the surface. If people have been lying, gossiping about your character or whatever, one, I don't think that you care. I don't think that you care that people are talking smack about you, because you know who you are, right? You know the truth. The people who truly know you know the truth. The people who believe the lies and the slander, we don't want none of those people in our lives anyway. But if somebody has been trying to do something behind the scenes without it being known, it may result in incarceration. They cannot do it anymore. They can't do it anymore. And if that person also thought that they had some kind of coverage or protection, they don't. What's in the background? You know what's funny? What's funny is that this person, I said it, they're unhinged and other people. Okay, so people can see. So people can see. And even though this is background energy, the reason why the background energy is important, because it gives context to what's being seen. So I feel like this person who has been there, there's someone here, their worst nightmare is you standing firm, 10 toes down, like you're standing on business. Okay, that's kind of a nightmare for this person, because it is visible to the world, whoever can see you, whatever, that you're good, you're happy, you're secure, you're emotionally sound, right? Especially if you chose, because I get the impression here that you walked away from this. There's a okay, because I have a distorted masculine and a distorted feminine energy out here. Could be one person, it could be two people, hell, it could be three people. You know what I'm saying? Just, put yourself where you are. But it's like when you made a decision to walk away from somebody, you said, you know what, I'm not fucking with this no more. I'm done. We gotta do something. I need to be happy. In order for me to be happy, I'm gonna have to move away from this. We talked about that yesterday. I gotta move away from this, right? You making that decision was their biggest nightmare. This person is steadily, I feel like this person is also trying to get into the ears of other people. Because I feel like, again, this is like, you know, you turned your back on, you know, one person, a few people, all of them. I mean, I talk about it all the time just because I also know I got folks watching my channel. But when I stopped dealing with my mother, I treat her like a spider. She's the body, and the legs are all the people that were connected to her that, you know, had access to me. So when I cut her off went the legs too. So this kind of feels like the energy of like, if this person, because I have this woman here, if this person had been trying to like spread gossip and there's like all this chatter, there's a lot of chatter, right? There's no chatter. The chatter is starting to cease because people can see the difference. They can see the difference between you and this person, excuse me, person or persons that have potentially been spreading gossip and rumors. And it's crazy because even with all the things that are going on in the background, and even with the things that you may not have been privy to, you did not have an awareness of, like, I don't truly believe that we're ever going to, I don't know, maybe it all comes out at some point, but I kind of feel like there's always going to be elements of the things that were going on in the background that we will never know about, and I'm actually okay with not knowing. I don't want to know. You know what I mean? I don't want to know. Because it doesn't really have any bearing on my life right now. Like, I'm like, the level of stability and groundedness and the healing work that you've done, like, I feel like I'm talking to people who, I think after everything comes out, like, yeah, we know some things, but there's a lot of things I feel like we don't know. And I do think that when those things come out, those of us who have done, like, who have really integrated the shadow and who've really done a lot of shadow work and, like, did the hard work of healing, I think you're going to also be really proud of yourself for not crashing out the way that you probably would have if this shit had all come out, like, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. You know what I mean? Which is kind of funny considering when I look back at my readings from back in those times, and when I listen back to them, I am kind of in shock because we've carried this forward, but I've always known because it's been coming up in my cards for years. And even then, I don't feel like, because I was pulling the information out, I never felt the need to, like, crash out. Crash out for what? It's going to do what exactly? Crashing out is going to do what? And speaking of which, it's so funny because I am actively, like, I'm actively on X. I'm not as active on Threads. I'm more of a scroller than a participant. Every now and then I'm dropping some good ones. But I have a couple of colleagues over the years who I've witnessed, like, full on crash out mode on socials, and I want so badly to just step in and be like, nah, sweetheart, don't do that, because you're just feeding into the narrative that your ass is crazy. And I'm not going to give nobody the satisfaction. I'm not giving anybody the satisfaction of being able to validate or confirm that. And so I feel like even when this information comes out, Temperance with the 7 of Swords in reverse, I don't think you're gonna flinch. You're gonna be very much in this energy. You're gonna be like, okay, I knew it the whole time. And I made the right decision. Thank you for confirming and validating. And then move on with your life. You know what I'm saying? Somebody is so worried about your stability. Now, maybe this is not them worried about your stability, but maybe worried about their own ability to be stable financially, emotionally, and housed. Somebody's worried about their independence or their ability to maintain that independence, or they're worried about your ability to maintain your own independence. The blockage. Three of Swords and the Devil. Somebody is distraught. Now, the way it ties into the fears and concerns, they're like, this person is, number one, you got somebody who is obsessed with your money, obsessed with your stability, obsessed with what's in your pockets, and devastated that they can't be a part of it. They can't be a part of this newfound stability. Like, maybe you weren't always in this Nine of Pentacles energy. At one point, you also weren't in the Queen of Swords energy. You know what I'm saying? But here you are. And they're upset because they want to be a part of it. They want to be a part of this new aspect of your life, this stability. And truth be told, I don't think that this person, I mean, if you resonate with my work, when you weren't in a stable space, these people were not fucking with you. They weren't tripping off of you. They didn't give a fuck about you. But now that you're in a stable space and you're able to take care of, you're basically able to take care of yourself, you're financially sound, the fruits of your labor are starting to finally kick in, and you've got a strong support system. I mean, if you don't have a strong support system, I'm sorry. I don't necessarily need to hear about it in the comments. I feel like too, like sometimes you limit yourself, and it's weird because I see it in the comments all the time. Like, people are like, when I say like, you're in a really solid space emotionally, financially, whatever, then somebody, of course, in the comments is like, I have $3 to my name and I'm homeless and da 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 da, and I'm not da da da. Then I'm not talking to you. If you don't have the support system and you don't have the people around you, then I'm not talking to you. I don't need to hear about that in the comments. No shade, no disc. Just that part ain't for you, okay? There's levels to this shit. And we all got to start on the bottom. We don't just start at the top. Like, it took me years to get here. Years of constant work, constant hustling, constant work. So if you ain't been putting in the constant work, then you need to get on that, okay? But you got somebody here, their main blockage is the fact that they're obsessed with the heart. They're upset about the heartbreak and the distance between you, but they're more upset about the fact that they are not being included in what you deem as your stability. And it's like I keep hearing the word anchored, like they want to anchor themselves to you, but it's for the purpose of your stability. But we've talked about that before. Like, the main reason why anybody even wants to come back around is because you're stable. This person here is finding out that whatever they've been doing, now I can see this is two different ways. They're either getting information, our first two cards, it's either they're getting information that something is coming to an end, and something has come to an end. They gotta close up shop and be done with it. Or the flip side is somebody's getting information that they can't stop what you're doing. They can't stop what you're doing. You're on a trajectory already, moving into your new cycle. And because you're going into this new cycle, it's like the narrative they've been pushing about you, it fails. Everything about it fails. And everything about their stability, the narrative the picture that they've been painting of themselves, of you, it's all coming out. It's all coming out. Oh. And if I've been saying this, if they are in possession of something that belongs to you, especially if it has something to do with the home, They have to let it go. Somebody here may be getting investigated. Somebody here may be investigating the source of this money, these resources of this house. Okay. Take 4. No. Okay. Like, I wanted to take 4. Spirit said no, put those back. Okay. Take my usual 2. Oh, this is very Pisces North Node, Virgo South Node coded, because the lesson here, I'm gonna tell you, we've got somebody, it's a feminine energy, whoever we're talking about. It could be a man, you know, operating in feminine energy, but this is a distorted feminine. And part of the lesson here for this person was for them, they've been so consumed by the potential loss of their stability. Like, this is somebody here who keeps up with the Joneses. Like, her whole life is about keeping up with the Joneses and keeping up with appearances. It's very superficial, you know. It kind of gives me the impression that somebody here who is focusing on everything and everybody else and what everybody, because this person has been largely focusing on the collective, focusing on you. They spend so much time focusing on you. Meanwhile, their whole life is on fire and they don't even notice it because everything is fine. Remember the very beginning of the reading, completely delulu. They couldn't see the forest for the trees. They absolutely could. They think everything is fine. They're like, oh, everything is fine. Everything is not fine. Everything is not fine. You're about to lose. You are losing if you are not about to lose, losing, or about to lose everything that you think you need for stability. And the lesson in all of this had a lot to do with, I want to say, leaning into their faith in God. Because we've talked about this before, where I've said it in other readings, where like there's somebody, once they hit like these tough times, they're almost feeling as though God abandoned them and there is no God. This person, the divine has been tapping this person on the shoulder the whole way. The whole way. I say it all the time. God makes that call to everybody. And not everybody picks up. Not everybody picks up. This person did not pick up, and they're experiencing, I want to say, some of the things that things that this person has nightmares about, they're experiencing. Whew. Yeah, this person, I kind of feel like this person is getting a crash course in change. Destined change. Whether they want to do it or not. This is somebody here who is going to have to start over. And they're going to have to learn how to cope with change. This is forcing someone. This is just like the last card. And those are oracle cards. This is like forcing someone to see, with taking the rose-colored glasses off and seeing the shit for exactly what it is. Baby, change is here. This is what it is, and you need to learn how to adapt to it. You don't want to learn how to function in change. You don't have no choice. You don't have any choice. So if there's a sense of stagnation here for somebody, they're causing the stagnation for themselves because they're unwilling to learn. This person does not want this, because it kind of does feel like, you know, if you're being stripped of everything. If you're being stripped of everything, or all the things that you think are important and whatever, that you find, I don't even think, okay, and that's the other thing. Now that I see it. This is somebody here who they do focus largely on the dollar. They're very focused on materialism, you know, things of materialistic nature, right? They have never found any value. They don't have any true value in the connection with the divine. Maybe somebody about to learn today. Somebody's about to learn. They about to learn the hard way. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. Whoever this person is, it's very self-sabotaging behavior. Okay, let's clarify. I said somebody, the first cards out, I was like, somebody's getting a message or getting word that something is coming, something has come to an end, or there's a new cycle coming in. And then the first cards out were a wealthy man and a message. So somebody here is getting some information. It might be coming from a man. So in the recent past, there may have been a gift here that was left for you, but okay. There may have been a gift, but the bouquet is in the reverse. We know the bouquet is a gift. The bouquet is in the reverse, but there's a community of people who may be aware of it. Aware that this gift has been, that you've been blocked from it, or that there had been something, you know, obstructing you from it. A gift, abundance. You're being obstructed. It's being obstructed from you. Whoop. All right. So we have false person and despair. Remember when I said this person and despair was in the reverse? So remember when I said it was like the person was like Delulu, whoever this person is that's wearing a mask. They don't realize that their whole life is imploding, and they're not tripping off of it because they're focusing on everything and everyone else around them, not the thing that they need to be focused on. Maybe they need to be in despair. So whatever they've been trying to do to block you, and you would be the Queen of Swords, because honestly that's the only upright card out. The Queen of Swords, Temperance, and the Star card, those are the only cards that like depict the people for me that's in the upright next to the Hierophant and the Devil, but we're not counting those cards right now. So they can't keep doing it. Whatever they were doing to block you or to obstruct something, they can no longer do it. I think I mentioned in the last two readings, like if you've been blocked, if there's been something that was meant to come to you and there's been a blockage, those blockages are being removed or lifted. Yes, so if somebody here again, and the reason why is because whatever their little shifty behavior somebody's been doing or whatever, they can't do it anymore. That's coming to an end. They can't do it anymore. like the lies or whatever, that's all coming to an end. They can't keep doing that. Ring in the reverse. So if there's a relationship, a contract, that's also coming to an end. Death with the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Sun. There's some exposure here or illumination here about something coming to an end. And the potential of, now, Eight of Swords for me definitely can talk about the possibilities of incarceration. But we'll see where else it goes. And this literally could be somebody here who's in spiritual jail thinking about all the things that they've been doing in the background that's coming out. Because over here, they can't keep doing it. Said conversations that are going back and forth about this gift, bouquet, this abundance, this gift, inheritance in the reverse. You know, it's interesting because the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Swords is typically, it's like living in a nightmare, being unable to sleep, this onset of, definitely the onset with the Nine of Swords, the Death card, and the Hermit card out here for me kind of gives me like that whole Dark Night of the Soul energy. But when I look at this Nine of Swords, it's funny because I've had this deck for a really long time and I use it all the time, but even though I know that this card is the Nine of Swords, I just now see the swords on the back wall. My focal point is always this wolf behind bars. That's usually what I see. This person is really worried about potentially going to jail. Because let me show you the Eight of Swords in this deck. So the Eight of Swords in this deck is this. And this is the Nine of Swords. So it's like somebody here worried about going to jail and somebody actually being in jail and worried about it. And then, oh shit, I'm stuck. But they may have, there is the potential of somebody going to jail. Especially if there was something here that was like I said, if they've been in possession of something that don't belong to them and it belongs to you, I expect you as your auntie to press charges. Like if you know for a fact and when you got proof and charges can be filed, if they don't drop dead first, file them charges. Fuck them. Because they didn't think shit about you when they were doing whatever this is. This is somebody here who refuses to change. And wherever they are, they don't want to leave. And I really, like I said, I think part of their nightmare, part of the aspect of their nightmare is the fact that they haven't been able to, I kind of look like if they tried to unalive you, they can't unalive you. Because this also kind of looks like, I don't know, I'm just getting this weird stream of information right now. I'm channeling a bunch of information. I'm trying to I'm trying to explain it while I'm throwing the cards, but this is a lot. I gotta pause. Because someone here they were trying to block you from something and they've been doing it over and over again, but they can't now. The obstruction's being lifted. Whatever this lie is or the deception or whatever they've been trying to hide, that's coming to an end. Okay, now down here, remember I said part of their nightmare also had a lot to do with your happiness. There's something about your emotional well-being that is putting a damper on their plan. Has something to do with your emotional well-being. And if they've tried, I think I mentioned this a couple of times in the last few readings, like if they have been trying to do something to get you to crash out, they can't. They can't change the state of your emotional well-being. They can't change the state of your emotional well-being. So now somebody could be receiving negative karma. Oh. Somebody here could be getting some negative karma for the action that they've taken, for the decisions that they've made. But it results in them, yes, some hidden information is coming out. And it'll be illuminated by the sun. So this has been hid. This is hidden information, but the sun is right above it. So whatever's being hidden is coming out, and the key is in the reverse. So that's definitely hidden information coming out to the surface. Yep, and if they've been doing this shit over and over and over again, they cannot. They cannot. Cannot. It feels like somebody wanting to get you. They want to get you out of character. What did I say down here? It was like, even when you do find out, whatever you find out, when you find out the truth, I think you've done so much work on yourself that you won't crash out. Because I see it here. You're not going to do that. They're trying to get you out of character. I'm like, that's yet another layer here. They're worried about something. If they've done something illegal, they're worried about it. There may be a message. There may be a message that you haven't received, or a message that was due to you, or something like that, or there's something that's been intercepted or blocked, potentially from courts. They're worried about you getting that. They're either worried about you receiving the message, or worried about you finding out. So we have an immature, distorted masculine out here. Now this, again, when I talk about masculine and feminine, it could be either or. This could be a woman operating in a distorted masculine energy, or vice versa. No. So part of their blockage, and not only are they obsessed with your financial resources and your stability, they're also really immature in their thinking and behavior. I said, what do they need to release? If they have something that belongs to you, they need to let it go. Child and great fortune. They need to let it go. Great fortune with this 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. They need to let it go. Because it would allow you to have an entirely new life. This person don't want to change. Oh my God, butterfly and butterfly in the reverse with coffin. This person doesn't want to change. They don't want to change. They don't want to evolve. karma might even be death. Like, I gotta take my son to school a little bit. Oh, damn. Okay. So remember when I said part of like their advice is like this person is afraid they're gonna have to learn how to change. Like there's change that's on the horizon. They don't have any way of avoiding it. It is what it is. They're gonna have to learn how to embrace it. And I feel like part of what this mature woman is getting ready to experience, because she's out here, she may be blocked, or there may be obstruction from a family home. Like if, oh God, this is a lot. And they may be facing poverty. Remember I said they may have to start over again. Whoever this is may have to start over again. This mature woman may be facing poverty. She may have to start over again and recognize that, right? Mountain is an obstruction, and mountain is not just overtly an obstruction. It's just if you're starting over and you got to start on this side of the mountain, you know, you got to go all the way up to cross the mountain and go onto the other side, right? And they gotta start from, it's like Monopoly, go to jail card, you know, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Like, it's like somebody having to start all over again. And then you gotta go through all the trials and tribulations all over again. Now, I will say that if you have, because in the past, the community they participated in blocking you or preventing you from acquiring this abundance or whatever, because you are the star card, then I also believe that all of the people involved, the family room usually talks to me about like the family home, or, you know, a space where like the family gathers or whatever. For me, this feels like all of them are going to have to go through this together. If you jumped in the bandwagon with the old lady, all of y'all take the same lumps. Just saying. Just saying. Alright, let's do, because I didn't realize how long this video had gotten. Let's do some index cards. So let's grab from down here. And down here. Don't forget to hit the like button and ring the notification bell so that you know when I upload new videos. Somebody says, I know that you're angry with me. Someone acted foolishly in haste. There's karmic debt being played out. Somebody is using word magic. Somebody is jealous of your life. They don't think that you deserve it. Somebody is emotionally unstable and using you for financial gain. Someone's receiving instant karma. Someone is digging into your past. Family is out here. There have been several failed attempts. Someone could be facing drug addiction. Someone sabotages your plans when they know them. These are fated events. Everything that's happening. Family, friends may also be involved. There's someone in your life who has been secretive and deceptive, fake nice and two-faced. Someone is afraid of being exposed. Someone is either broken lonely or wanted you to be broken lonely. Somebody needs a lawyer. Someone's experiencing bad luck. Someone's trying to swap destiny or karma. Someone is mad that they haven't been able to stop you or end you. Dark energy is being sent towards you. And we have pretty little lies because somebody's out here lying. Then we got fake friends. You're finally free. Move in silence. Continue to do so. You're a wise and just person. It's always the good guys they come after. Somebody uses others for advancement. Somebody says, I don't know how you do it. Someone is losing hope. Someone's experiencing anxiety. Someone's been impersonating you, trying to ruin your reputation. Someone can't keep their lies straight. Their story is ever changing. Someone is in depression or dealing with dark night of the soul right now. Someone is grieving the loss of you. A Libra could be significant. Somebody uses cruelty masked as tough love. There could be infighting within a group. Someone says they've always hated you because they felt like you were blessed. Someone's home life is in turmoil. And somebody projects negative energies towards your children. That's nasty business. Somebody projecting negative energies towards children, innocence, that's nasty business. Alright, let's get some truth cards. And we'll wrap. I don't know, today's energy seems really different. The last couple of days were very scattered, like the energy-wise, it felt very scattered, but today I feel really good. Winter may be significant. Somebody is waiting for you to reach out. A synchronicity of 114 may be significant. Someone's considering options. And we have video chat. 1111. Somebody may be inconsistent. Relationship will go the next level. There may be somebody who's experiencing some hostility. There may be some hostility within a friendship. Somebody will get back together. Then we have speak up. Maybe they're waiting for you to reach out to speak up. They're thinking about you. 1414. It's not over yet. Somebody has concerns about money. 1212 may be significant. There's a legal or contract matter that's significant. Somebody may be, communication is coming. Wait. Someone's stuck in the past. Someone needs clarity or is seeking clarity. Someone's stuck on an X. 1515 may be significant. Someone is having sex. Someone's having sex and someone is not having sex. And I have 12, 12, 12. Summer and winter may be significant. 313. There may be some separation coming up within the summertime. Someone will make it right. Yeah, we got 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, and 14, 14. And 15, 15, 15. My 15, 15 is out here. 15 is out here 3 times. Someone's a liar. Someone's overwhelmed. And they will speak up. At the bottom of the deck, someone returning. I got 11s out here all over the place. Alright. Let's look at the dates. Alright, so I've got January 6th, 7th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. January 9th and 14th. February the 4th, February the 6th, February the 7th, February the 8th, February the 15th. No dates in March. Oh yeah, I do have dates in March. I have March the 8th, March the 13th, March 12th is out here 3 times and all 3 cards are touching. So March 12th may be very significant. Oh, I do have more dates in February. Hold on, back up. Rewind. Okay, initially I said February the 4th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 15th. I have February the 7th out here twice. February the 5th as well as the 16th. And February, oh yes, yeah, February the 4th. February the 16th as well. Okay, so March the 8th, March the 13th, March 12th times 3. I don't have any. Oh yeah, I do have April. April the 2nd is significant. I have that out here twice. April the 7th, April the 8th, April the 15th. May. I have May the 2nd, May the 8th, May 11th, May 15th, and 16th. I have June 1st, June 2nd, June 7th, June 13th, June 15th. I have July the 2nd, July the 4th, July the 8th. I have August the 2nd, August the 3rd, August the 4th, August the 5th, August the 7th, August the 11th, 12th, 13th. Oh, yeah, August 11th. 11th is out here twice. August the 11th is out here twice. August the 7th is out here twice. August the 12th, August the 13th. Then I have September the 1st, September the 14th twice, September the 15th, September the 12th twice, no dates in October, November the 1st, November the 11th, November the 7th and 8th, November the 12th twice, November the 13th, November the 15th twice. Then I have December the 1st, December the 3rd, December the 8th and 9th, December the 11th, December 12th, December 13th, 14th, and 15th, with December the 12th and the 14th being very significant because they're out here several times. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. This is the longest video I think I've done recorded. I'm going to leave it there. If any parts of this reading resonated for you, gave you clarity or confirmation over your own story, give the video a thumbs up so we can circulate into the algorithm and get this in front of the eyes that need to see us the most. Thank you guys for all the likes, shares, subscribes, tips, donations, the super thanks, the new bookings, new clients, new subscribers. Welcome in, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the other channel, Timeless Tarot with Tam. It's also listed under Enlightened Auntie, except my main channel has the crystal balls, and the secondary channel has Enlightened Auntie, but there are hourglasses on either side of my name. All right, so that you know it's me. Anywho, I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting my work. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you are advised of when the new videos come out or when I go live. I haven't had a chance to go live. Oh my god. Hopefully I can get to do that really soon. I just got to get a handle on the schedule. I got to get a handle on my schedule. Anywho, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, take care. Till next time. Bye.